Okay, we're going to have a look at infusions and drip rates. So if a solution has been administered over a patient over a certain period of time, we need to set up our instruments to give a certain quantity per minute or per hour. Okay, let's have a look then. So the total intake, first thing we want to find out is if we set this up, so we've got 1.6 millilitres per minute, how much would the total medicine be over 7 hours? Okay, so it's 1.6 milliliter per minute, 60 minutes in an hour. So if I do 1.6 times 60, we get 96 millilitres, that would be per hour. We want it over 7 hours, so we times that by 7, which is 672 millilitres altogether. Next one, 8.7 millilitres per minute, we want this over 24 hours, same idea, times by 60 to get it into the amount of millilitres per hour. Third time lucky. 522. Oh dear. 522 millilitres, that's now per hour. That'd be for 1 hour. I want 24 hours. So times by 24. 12528. That'd be millilitres in total. Okay, other way around then. We've got the total amount this time. So we're going to administer 500 millilitres in 4 hours, and I want to know how much it would be in millilitres per minute. So I'm doing the opposite of timesing is dividing. I've got 500 ml over 4 hours. I divide it by 4. I get how many millilitres per hour. I want millilitres per minute. There are 60 minutes in an hour, so I'm going to divide by 60, which is 2.08 and lots of 3s. I want 2 decimal places, so it would be 2.08 millilitres per minute. Part B, we've got 3 litres over 6 hours. 3 litres is 3,000 millilitres. That would be 500 millilitres per hour. Change it into minutes by dividing by 60. We get 8 point and all the 3s to 2 decimal places. That would be 8.33 millilitres per minute. Two and a half litres over 24 hours, 2.5 litres, 2.5 times 1,000 is 2,500. Divide that by 24. $104.16666. Next to 2 decimal places would be 104.17. That would be millilitres per hour. I want it in minutes. Divide it by 60. .736. So to 2 decimal places, it'd be 1.74 millilitres per minute. Okay. What we're usually more interested in the amount of millilitres is the drip rates, the amount of drops per minute. So we can get 3 different types of set. We get a standard set, which is 20 drops per millilitre of liquid, or 15 drops per millilitre for blood, or a micro drop set, which is 60 drops per milliliter. Okay, so we're going to calculate the total volume of which has been given if we have 15 drops per minute of saline over 24 hours. Okay, so we've got two things we need to think about here. We need to think about getting it up to the 24 hours, and we also need to think about this here. So our standard set is 20 drops per milliliter. Okay, I'm going to deal with my time first. So it's 15 drops per minute, times that by 60. So it's 900 drops per hour. This is going to be for 24 hours. So 900 times 24. 21,600. It's 21,000 drops in total. We want to know the volume of liquid, not the number of drops of liquid. There are 20 drops in every milliliter, so that means for 1 milliliter I get 20 drops. So I want to find out how many milliliters it is. So I want to divide by 20. 1,080 milliliters in total. Part B, 1 drop of blood every 4 seconds over 48 hours. Okay, so let's start by looking at our number of drops over the 48 hours. So it's 1 every 4 seconds. So I want to know how many lots of 4 seconds are in a minute. There are 60 seconds in a minute. If I divide that by 4, there are 15 lots of 4 seconds in a minute. So to get it up to a minute, I'm going to do 1 times 15. So it's 15 drops per minute. Let's take it up to an hour. So 15 times 60. 900. So it's 900 drops per hour. Times that by 48. 43,200. So it's 43,200 drops in total. So that's the amount of drops. I'm interested in the volume. I'll flip back for blood. Going by memory, I'm going to say it's 15. I want to check it. Oh, come on, pen. There we go. Yep, for blood, it's 15 drops per milliliter. I've got 4,200 drops in total. So I'm going to divide that by 15. $2,880 milliliters. Question 2, I want to calculate the infusion rates, the drops per minute for each of the following. So the first one, I've got 1 litre of glucose over 4 hours using a standard set. Standard set is 20 ml, wrong way round, is 20 drops per ml. Okay, so 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. So 1,000 millilitres is 20,000 drops. Okay, so we're 20,000 drops in total. That's over 4 hours. Divide it by 4. I get 5,000. So it's 5,000 drops per hour. I want to find out the amount of drops per minute. So I'm nearly there. I'm going to divide it by 60. It's 83.33333. So to 1 decimal place, it would be 83.3 drops per minute. Let's try another one like that. It's 750 ml of blood over 8 hours using a standard set. Standard set is 15 drops per ml for blood. Okay, so we take our 750, times it by 15 to find out how many drops we would have in total. So it's 11,250. That's the amount of drops. So that's over 8 hours. I want to know what it's going to be per minute. So I'm going to divide it by 8 to get what it is per hour. $1,406.25. That's each hour. So divide it by 60 to get it into minutes. 23.4375, which would be 23.4 drops per minute. Last one then. It's 750 millilitres of X over 8 hours using a micro drop set. A micro drop set is 60 drops per ml. So we start by doing 750 times 60. Which is 45,000. So that's the number of drops in total. I want to know what that is per minute. So divide by 8 to find out what it is per hour. So 5,625 drops per hour. I want to get it down to a minute. Divide by 60. Which is 93.75 drops per minute. Okay, I'm going to stop there and record the last wee bit in a separate video.